I was doing the countdown in Spanish and I didn't know what to do for an intro.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos?
um,
¿Puedo ir al baño?
Something about the bathroom. It smells like a baño in here. Oh, right into the toilet humor. Great. So just before we were starting, Joe and I were talking about Naruto. Some fun news. I finally accomplished my somewhat stupid, but it felt like a lifelong goal up to this point of actually sitting down and finishing all original and Shippuden episodes. And I finally accomplished that last night, so yay! I just discovered that Ben Diskin is the voice of Sai, and a lot of people are kind of obsessed with him. So, yeah, if anyone listens to this, go post that Ben Diskin is Sai, because what the fuck? I did not know that. um, yeah, cool. That's my opening. How's everyone been?
Oh, living the dream.
Um, well, I haven't had a total mental breakdown yet. So,
Yeah, I'm right there with you.
yeah. So, yeah, I guess, yeah, yeah,
Nice.
yeah.
I'd leave it at that. I've been having like micro breakdowns. So,
Mm,
but on
yeah.
on the upside, we finally got our symposium poster submitted.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah, but there's a little bit of a discrepancy, and I'm waiting to hear back from the symposium board on what we need to do about that. So it's probably
oh,
not going to happen until this coming week, which is a test week. So that's fine. It's
Yeah.
fine. Everything's fine.
It's the
everything's
this is
dandy.
fine meme. So yeah, a couple nights ago I watched movie 43 and moving swiftly along tonight I watched Castle in the Sky. So that should tell you all you need to know on what I thought of movie 43.
Yeah, my kids actually enjoy Castle in the Sky. That's a Ghibli film, isn't it?
It's very
Yes.
good. And I'm
Yeah.
very proud of it too because the Welsh heritage in me is like, ooh, after watching the behind the scenes, Miyazaki went to I learned that Miyazaki went to Cardiff, Wales, and kind of studied like the Industrial Revolution and the colliers, which is just how they say coal miners, basically. And yeah, it kind of drew a lot of inspiration from Welsh history um, and culture, and put it into this film. So I kind of want to add it to my collection. Um, I think anyone should have a Studio Ghibli collection. That's just a must-have, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that is a film buff must have on different levels. I mean, the nice thing about HBO Max is that you get the full collection of Studio Ghibli, but even then we still do have some of the hard copies like My Neighbor Totoro.
Yeah, and see,
And
the other thing I learned recently is that if you subscribe to Netflix or Amazon or HBO, whatever, if you don't own a physical copy and all of a sudden somebody pulls the plug on a streaming service, they don't owe you shit. Even if you've like bought the movies on top of your subscription or whatever.
yeah,
So, yeah, it's like for something I really, really care about, I still go out and get the like DVD version of it.
Yeah, exactly. Hard copy is true currency.
It really is.
Oh,
I feel like VHS is like how the stock market views gold, though. It really was like its own breed, and it's still very satisfying to plug in a VHS thing
Oh yeah.
yeah.
when I can dig one out and be like, ah. So it's really fun. Dave Capdeville, fucking I don't know how to say his last name. Anyway, the producer of Has Been Hotel, every Wednesday and I think tonight on a Saturday maybe. Um, he has a Twitch channel where he will literally just go on eBay and buy like random mystery boxes filled with VHS tapes. He'll plug them in and stream whatever the hell pops up, and there is some fucking gold he finds. So I love watching that. That's really fun. Um, but yeah, uh,
Yeah. VHS was kind of, I don't know, it was just something that, I mean, you could rewind and forward, obviously, and pause, but it wasn't something to where you're like, oh, I want to go to the menu, I want to see the behind the scenes. It was one of those where you just like, you popped in the tape, you saw the trailers, then you had the little, if it was like Disney, you had that little Disney logo where you had Pixar, whatever,
yeah.
and then you had
Oh,
the
the old
movie.
Pixar logo. Or, I mean, the old Disney logo is just the white castle on a blue background.
Yeah,
Man, that
and you
takes
had
me
that
back.
cool music. Also, that was back when Disney said Walt Disney Pictures proudly presents.
Yeah. Now it's just Disney. Here you go. Have a
Yeah,
fucking
Disney
thing, eat your
films.
popcorn, shut the fuck up, and get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that there's any um lack of warmth toward the projects, but I don't know, there was just something um oh, how do I want to say this? Um I don't know, it was more like when you came out with a Disney film, it was like this is something special. It wasn't something that was coming out all the time.
Yeah.
And because they were honestly trying to make the best they could, like in a different way. And there are Disney movies that come out that are really different, and each of them have their own craft. But I don't know. It. I don't know if there's exactly that same kind of spirit that used to be in the older Disney films.
I mean, yeah, there's really only about maybe 5 VHS tapes that I had from Disney. I know there was Bug's Life, which is fantastic. The original Lion King, awesome. Aristocats. Now that's one I haven't seen in a long time, and I definitely want to get the DVD of it because I probably could have worn out the VHS tape from how many times I watched it, but somehow I never did. Um, let's see, Bugs Life, Aristocats, Lion King. Uh, wow, I had a couple other ones. Pinocchio, I did have that. That was pretty good.
Oh,
I kind of surprisingly like the beginning more now that I'm older than I did when I was a little bit younger. I never really paid much attention, but I love the part in Pinocchio and it's like, ah yes, the school children, what was it? Honest John the fox. He was like, ah yes, the
hmm
school children are off today. Yes, there goes the little boys and girls. Ah, yes, the little wooden boy. A little wooden boy. It's just like the weird how they do that in animation sometimes. It's just like, ah, yes, the thing. Oh, wait, the thing.
I always loved the yeah, I always loved the beginning of Pinocchio more than I did the rest of the story. You could have honestly turned it off after
Yeah.
the
Oof.
fairy came. I mean, I'm not saying that I don't like the rest of the movie. I'm just saying that there was something about the beginning that I always liked because there was something really
No, I went oof
comfy about
because
it. Because especially the part where it's like everybody goes to sleep and everybody's snoring, even the clocks are snoring.
yeah.
Jiminy Cricket's like, quiet!
Quiet. Yeah.
But they're just all cuddled up and everything, and I don't know, I just always liked it.
No, I was going oof because I just remembered not Island of Lost Boys, or was it the
Oh, Pleasure
Coachman?
Island.
The Coachman. Oh my god. When I actually like paid attention to the dialogue and stuff and like what was actually being said and what was happening on the island, it was like, "Oh shit, this isn't going to fly anymore."
Yeah.
Oh man. Kids definitely are innocent.
Yeah, the PC movement. Wow.
Oh boy.
Yeah, they would have a heyday with it.
Oh.
Yeah. Bringing back old movies. Did your parents ever make you watch Moses?
I feel like
Like
there's
during
about
Easter?
12
Specific.
iterations of Moses, so which
Or
one?
like the TV version?
TV movie. Let's think
Um,
about
It
we
was Ten
had
Commandments
it.
with
It was
with
no
called.
Charlton Heston.
Charlton Heston.
I found one with Ben Kingsley.
Surprisingly, no, they never made us watch the Ten Commandments.
Oh, this one with Ben Kingsley as Moses. Christopher Lee as Ramses.
Of
And it
course,
has Yul Brynner.
that's right.
Oh boy.
Um,
It
no,
also had
my
that
parents.
famous noir actor too.
What?
The famous noir actor. Oh, what was
Oh,
his
yeah.
name?
Um,
He was in a lot of noir films.
yeah. One second, I have to look it up.
Yeah, so do I.
It was called the Ten
Um,
Commandments.
Yeah.
Get tab work. I don't want to click on
Well,
the
like
10 and videos.
every
Oh
year
my god.
growing up during Christmas, it was a Christmas story or a Christmas tale or whatever it was. With the
oh,
Red Ryder BB gun, you'll shoot your
Yeah.
eye out.
yeah.
Every Easter, it was Ten
Oh
Commandments.
boy.
Oh, you
Wait.
mean Edward G. Robinson?
It
Cecil,
was Edward G. Robinson.
this is a DeMille movie?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I might watch it then, because I honestly haven't watched any of his work, and with him
It's a
being
long movie. It's
oh,
almost
it's like
four
3
hours.
hours long. It's
oh
still going
boy.
on in my house. Lizzie started it at 7:30. She wanted to celebrate Passover. By the way, to our Jewish listener, happy Passover.
Yeah.
So yeah, we did the matzah and the matzo
Ooh,
ball soup, and we had like a roasted chicken and uh like a matzah cake. Oh my God, I'm like
a
matzah'd out, but oh my God, I
matzo.
love matzah so much.
Isn't that like the cracker thing?
Yeah, but it also comes in like a matzo meal,
What
which is like
the
like
fuck?
it's kind of like the breadcrumb version of matzah.
Ew, I'm looking at a matzo cake, just Google search, and it's
Yeah, well, there was like orange
varying.
zest and dates and all sorts of stuff. It turned out really well.
One of them looks
But
like
we
a
also,
layered cracker tiramisu, which looks kind of good. The other just looks like a sad fucking s'mores thing.
yeah, yeah, it can go either way.
Yeah.
This was somewhere in the middle, but I mean, it was super good. But I mean, the matzo ball soup, granted, the matzo balls did not float, they were a little dense. But I mean,
Uh,
the taste was spot on. It was beautiful. And then, of course, the roasted chicken was really good. And it was a good meal.
yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, and we even saved a place for Elijah. We had the door open.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's right.
our one Semitic listener, you would be impressed with our celebration of Passover.
Did you have a yarmulke?
No, that's Hanukkah. You pull out the yarmulke for Hanukkah. No, wait, I'm thinking of the dreidel. No, I
Yeah, I
asked
was
her
gonna
if I
say
needed to
you're.
wear a yarmulke, and she said no. So no, that there were no yarmulkes to be had.
Hmm.
I feel like a yarmulke, from my very limited exposure to all that via films, is just like worn at most any ceremony, really.
Yeah,
I
there's only
mean,
been one time that I've had to wear a yarmulke, and that was it was kind of like a Jewish wake
oh
Like
yeah.
a
where
bar
you pay your
mitzvah
respects to
or
the family, and I had to wear a yarmulke then. But
Well,
according to ancestry, I am part Jewish, and of course, being adopted and communicating with my mother, I know that I'm partly Jewish on my mother's side. Therefore, it's I mean, I could be Jewish, I guess. Granted, I can't trace it back, and they expect you to be able to trace back your ancestry all the way back to who knows when, Abraham or something. But
yeah.
yeah, but it was funny because Lizzie grew up. She's half Sicilian and definitely Catholic, and she was like, "Oh, we suffered uh enslavement from the Egyptians." I'm like, "Who's we?"
yeah.
I mean, I was kind of being, I was kind of playing the black card there, considering I do have some Jewish heritage within my genome, and
Right.
and I was definitely being like, "Who's we?" So I mean, I was making fun of it and light of it, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the food was really good, and she wanted to watch Ten Commandments because that has to do with Passover more than Easter.
How's that going? Is
Right.
everyone
Considering
talking over the
Moses
movie
and
again?
granted, it's like Easter. I mean, I feel like a better Easter film might be Passion of the Christ, but
What about
Yeah.
Hop? I'd say that's the Easter film I grew up with.
Op,
Uh,
Yeah,
never heard of it.
it's actually good for kids. I haven't watched it in a while, but I might plug it in.
I
Yeah,
I
what I grew
don't
up with
think.
is like that crazy clay animation that had a Peter Cottontail, or
Oh boy, I think I know what you're
where
talking
he
about.
goes and like tries to like fix Easter by
Yeah.
repainting the eggs.
Yeah.
And there was Pierre
Yeah.
the caterpillar who turns out to be a butterfly in the end.
Uh, I don't think
Yeah, here's
I
the
don't think we
IMDb
ever had like
page
a
for.
specific Easter film. Because, it was generally, family gathering on that day. So, you know, everybody pretty much hung out with everybody on that day. So there wasn't really TV time per se. Uh,
Yeah.
I mean,
Did you guys play like euchre?
what?
I said, did your family play euchre?
No. My
Do you know
family is
about
very
euchre?
much that whole, you know, completely definitely old school Nebraskan family where the adults definitely sit around and just talk like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
And, the kids, you know, if they're old enough, they're going to be talking. But if they're younger, they're going to be wanting to be outside, uh, football or catch or something.
And then
Uh,
somebody's gonna get like punched, and they're gonna be like, "Ah, they hit me," and they're gonna be, "Not now, we're talking." And then it's that Midwestern goodbye where it takes like 5 hours.
it really does, yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, we're going to leave at this time. And it's like, okay, it's that time,
Two
and we're not
hours
even.
They're
later.
saying goodbye at that time, but they're sticking around for another few hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They gotta say goodbye to everybody in the longest way possible.
I mean, that's definitely a Midwestern thing.
It is. It is. And I remember we had an episode where that actually occurred.
I
Yeah.
think it generally occurs about every 6 episodes.
It must be on the
Pretty
cycle
much.
with the moon.
Yeah. Oh man, I just found that Hugh Hefner was in Hop.
Oh, I believe it.
Nothing says Happy Easter. Christ is risen. Than a man who got ridiculously wealthy from essentially porn.
That is.
Very softcore, tasteful porn, though.
Oh boy.
I'd say it's
I
more
mean,
like nudity than smut.
It's evolved
basically,
into smut, but
basically, if you didn't know
He's
better,
dead,
you would
so yeah.
figure that if you didn't know any better, if you were a kid, you would always think that Hugh Hefner was just a guy who walked around in a sailor's hat.
no, I just saw him as a dude who walked around in a bathrobe.
Or that, yeah.
Well, let's be honest. This may be my age talking, but it was definitely a smoker's jacket.
Oh, yeah.
A silk smoker's jacket is what he wore.
What's he wearing in this picture?
I'm telling you, it's a smoker's jacket.
But thanks to Hugh Hefner, we have the Hollywood sign. If you look up the history of that, he is apparently the reason why the Hollywood sign is still around.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's definitely tied in with more than just exploiting beautiful young women's naked bodies.
And occasionally men.
And well, Playgirl.
Yeah.
I don't know if he had anything to do with Playgirl, but
I mean, it was
Me
based off
neither.
of Playboy, so without Playboy and Hugh Hefner, I mean.
Yeah, I have no clue.
I remember I was in like third grade or something, and I found my dad's stash. I remember for Christmas, it was at the Methodist church, and it turns out my second cousin Warren was playing Santa.
Oh
And he's
boy.
like, "What do you want for
Oh.
Christmas, young boy?" And I'm like, "I want a Playboy."
Oh my god. Oh dear.
Luckily, I mean, a lot of people laughed about that, but the older people were not very thrilled with my request.
Well,
It wasn't until high school that I had my own collection, and it got taken away from me.
I feel like it is a status symbol to have at least like 3.
Yeah,
well, then I have no status.
Yeah, that's what
I
I'm
have
saying.
zero status at this point too. I mean, I can
You've
send
redeemed that
messages
though with your
saying
Golden
online.
Girls memorabilia.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's always a classy act.
well, I mean, I keep it next to the married with children, so
Oh god,
I let
looking at
people know where I stand.
okay. Actually, Hugh Hefner's IMDb page is kind of funny to look at.
He's been in a lot of things.
Well, not just that. It's just like all the like weird porno names.
Of course.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, he's like, oh, what's his face? The Lee guy.
Stan Lee.
Yeah, Stan Lee.
Oh,
Yeah, he's like Stan Lee of porn pornographia.
Yeah, that's probably true.
yeah.
I
Oh,
feel
what
like they
was
kind
that?
of sound the same too, a little bit.
Almost. What was that? There was a video up the other day, and it was a clip of Stanley, and he said, "People ask me how you decide so and so
Oh yeah, I sent that to you.
wins in a
The
fight between so and so," and he's like, "The one I want to win."
yeah, it's like I'm the writer. God damn it. They're
Which
not
it's
real
kind of like
characters. I'm the writer of the comic book series. If I want
it's kind of
Spider-Man
like
to
he's got
win,
a point.
exactly. Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's like, is a writer really going to write something well, let's put it this way. Is a popular writer gonna write about somebody they like not winning a fight?
I don't know.
Probably not, unless that person is gonna come back and kick butt.
I would love to trade places though with any celebrity who has like an extensive career, even like a voice actor, like Ben Diskin, for example, who's Haida on Agretzko, Jack and Beastars, apparently Sai and Naruto. Like, I would love to have a career where somebody makes some weird fucking fan fiction of something I've worked on, just so I can like understand. Like, well, this is weird.
Well, I'm sure if you try hard enough, you can find some fan fiction out there that might be wanting to hire you.
No, no, God, no. I'm not wanting to work for fan fiction. I'm wanting to like experience the weirdness of having fan fiction made.
Okay, I see what you mean.
That's like that's my career goal. Which, as dumb as it sounds, would actually mean that I've got a pretty good career.
Yeah,
That's the way I look at it.
interesting point.
I mean, don't really have much Aragon fan fiction, although I'm sure it's out there.
I was gonna say, shouldn't there be some
Oh
out there?
god. I don't want to look. I really don't want to look.
I mean, I'm not gonna look, but
Oh god, what can of worms did I just open there? Oh god.
that's
What
your
else is going
fault.
on?
Yeah.
What else is going on, you say?
Yeah,
Uh, let's see. Oh yeah. So last week, um, oh yeah, I was also gonna put this in. Sorry to our viewer, I guess, and possible future viewers. I don't know. Last week I was really under the weather, and so there's that. And
did you have the Rona?
no, I did not. Actually, I just got my first shot this week, so
Congratulations.
yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
after
my arm
seeing
was sore, but you know,
yeah, after
Did
seeing you post about that, I'm like, okay, I kind of don't really want to get the shot right now, but I probably should still.
you should, but it'd
which
probably be
one did you
better
get?
to
Was
do
it
it
the
in your right arm
Moderna,
and not your
Pfizer?
left. I'm sorry, Landon. What'd you say?
Which one did you get? The Moderna, the Pfizer, the Janssen?
The
I
Janssen.
think it was the Pfizer.
Oh, you got the Pfizer?
Yeah, I think it was the Pfizer.
Yeah. Yeah, Janssen. It's actually owned by Johnson and Johnson, but
Oh,
during clinical trials it was called Janssen.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I recommend doing it in the right arm because the way your arm is sore, it's kind of like, am I having a heart attack?
yeah.
Which in your case, Stuart, would not be a good.
No,
Yeah,
because I
well,
have had a pseudo heart attack before, and it's not fun.
Yeah,
yeah, well, I
yeah.
mean it depends on the procedure too, because they didn't really give me a choice when I got mine. Or well, both of mine. They're like, "Oh, which arm are you dominant in?" And I said right, and they're like, "Okay, so we're gonna give it to you in the left." And I
The
said, "Okay,"
fuck?
and it was the Moderna.
That doesn't make any
Yeah.
sense at all.
Yeah, but at this point, I mean, I've gotten both doses, and it's been at least 3 weeks, so I'm like fully vaccinated and 100% good.
There's a history of like weird medical shit in my family, and like all the side effects and stuff
Mhm.
that I've heard. None of them sound all that promising to me. I know I should get one. I'm definitely not gonna play the "oh, I'm an anti-vaxxer moron" role here, but I'm a little bit terrified still. So yeah.
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 I
Well,
mean, that's
I mean, I
natural.
can explain to you the technology that they use to create these vaccines,
Well, we're half
and
an hour in, and let's not stretch this to a whole like 4 hour episode again. So
again, I was going to say I don't want to bore you with the details, but yeah, it's actually it's a new way of doing vaccines. They use mRNA instead of
oh, I do
like
understand that much.
yeah, the heat killed version
Good thing you do.
of the virus. So
Mm-hmm.
they've been able to code the mRNA in order to create the protein that your body can, create the innate immunity response, which then later on becomes the
Long
adaptive
story short,
immunity
feeding
response.
specific parts of genetic code into your white blood cells that go om nom nom and build up a immunity to it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it would be a great crash course for me to catch up on my studying for this coming week, considering I'm taking immunology. But we don't really need to delve into that. This is a film and media
Yes,
podcast.
as Joe
So,
was very adamant about making sure we understood that last week.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry, guys.
Uh, nah, you're good.
no,
Uh,
I totally get it. I mean, I should have vetted outside of our podcast hours,
Which is
no, no.
about
I
like
should have.
but at that point, it's like either I'm doing school or I'm in a podcast.
Yeah.
And now I'm at the point where it's like I've been able to vet a little bit. I don't really need to go into the specifics of my life at this point. But uh, well, speaking of my life, the last couple of days I've been revisiting Guy Ritchie films.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
always fun.
we started off with Lock, Stock, and Two Smoking Barrels, and last night we watched Snatch. And then probably after this, if Lizzie's still awake, we'll watch Rock and Rolla.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
that's the reference you made several episodes ago. To this day, I was still like, that just pops into my head every now and then. I'm like, what the fuck was that thing Landon was talking about?
I don't even remember. What are you talking about?
You just randomly reacted to something I said. You're just like, are you a rock and roller?
Oh yeah, yeah. I was talking about a Guy Ritchie film.
Yeah.
I'm a real rock and roller. Yeah, yeah. Totally referring to Guy Ritchie there.
Yeah.
Big
Snatch
fan.
was the first one of those I saw, actually. I mean, obviously Sherlock Holmes, but Snatch,
Ah, yes. I was like, what's
but
one that
Snatch
I've
is
seen?
definitely a fun movie.
Oh, Snatch was great. I mean, I know that I've seen it before, but I don't think that I've ever seen it the way that I saw it last night, which was sober. And like this morning I woke up and I'm like, God, I wish I was a pikey.
Oh God! Whoops!
You want to do that Brad Pitt impersonation?
Oh
Yeah, I
God!
mean, I spent like half the morning trying to talk like a pikey, and I think I did not do it any service whatsoever. So,
Oh
and for those who don't know what a pikey is, it's Romney, as they call it in the UK and Ireland and Scotland.
I'll
They're
be
called
honest.
Romney.
Ba-
I just did something really dumb.
It's the gypsy. It's like the UK gypsies.
Pretty much. Okay, what'd you do?
I typed in Snatch and was like, "Oh, what's this
Oh,
movie?" Google Images.
bad
Surprisingly,
idea.
it's giving me actual shots from the film and nothing else, which is genuinely surprising.
I'm surprised it didn't pull up Snatch Adams.
Yeah, that's yep. Hmm.
I think that was the last porn that I owned on VHS. Was Snatch Adams.
Okay.
It wasn't that great, but I mean, it worked for like a couple months. It was okay.
Wait, Aladdin was a Guy Ritchie film?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I mean, to be fair, I did talk about it in one of our earlier episodes. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah. I mean, it's
yeah.
definitely not like his traditional work.
Oh my god, Guy Ritchie looks like um
He kind of looks a little rough now.
It's because he sold out.
Oh, I thought.
he looks like five different people in the images I'm seeing. Like depending on how long his beard is, he could be like different famous people that I just can't name right now.
You kind of looks like yeah. You realize he was with Madonna for a little bit?
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck? At age 15, he worked entry level jobs in the film industry? Motherfucker, I want your career. Okay. Fucking big shot. Jesus.
But okay, Landon, have you ever seen his movie Revolver?
Oh,
Oh,
Landon.
Landon's not here right now.
He has muted himself, so I guess that means it's time for the Joe and Stuart Stall show.
Uh,
Hello, good sir. Are we doing our
eh,
improv sketch finally?
oh dear, no, we'll be kicked off the internet for good.
Well, let's not try that. Just good thing we're not doing this live at the moment.
Exactly.
Shall we go down to the fish and chip shop, sir?
Fish and chips? Who wants to eat
Yes.
fish and chips?
Do you need that fish fork still?
Why, did you find it?
Yes, I think it was right up your ass.
Oh, I
For
wondered why
our
that's
one
funny.
viewer, way back, like, I don't know, 2 years ago? Way back.
It was during the summer.
When we were
It was during that
stuck in a
summer.
room together. Usually Joe and I have been, sharing a bathroom, but this time we were like in a room. And one night, I swear to God, we spent like 3 hours doing the weirdest fucking British improv.
It was, yeah, it was that. I think it was after we watched. It was after we watched Duck Soup, I think.
Maybe I don't know what triggered it, but oh my god, it was probably the best night of my life.
Yeah.
Oh, it was fun.
Oh, are you back, Landon?
I am back. It was
Awesome.
getting a wee bit chilly outside, so I thought that I'd
Ah,
come inside.
oh, that's a good idea. No, I was gonna ask you, have you seen, because we're talking about Guy Ritchie films, have you seen Revolver?
Maybe. Again,
It's
most of the time that I watch Guy Ritchie films, I'm pretty drunk. So,
well, for this one, you'd probably have to be drunk.
let me look it up.
Hold
Revolver.
up. I love this.
Revolver.
So I type in Guy Ritchie Revolver and I immediately look at the critic reviews. Um, David Fear, who's writing for Time Out, it's just quote not available and it's the first one.
Yeah.
Jason Statham is definitely in it.
Yep.
Actually, I don't think I've seen this one. Oh, Ray
It
Liotta,
Oh,
Andre
it's
three.
The Man
it
from
is
Uncle. Did I
honestly,
watch that?
I don't
Mark
know
Strong.
what to
Hasn't
make
he
of
been
it.
in like every single Guy Ritchie film ever?
I I feel like saying yeah, him. Well,
Who
him or
who
Mark
played
Strong.
who played Bullet Tooth Tony in Snatch?
Uh, Vinnie Jones.
Vinnie Jones. Oh, I'm confusing those two. They look so similar.
I love Vinnie Jones.
Yeah, I know that Mark Strong is Septimus in Stardust.
Joe, didn't we watch The Man from Uncle? Or did I watch
Yeah.
it and report back to you or something?
No, I
Mm,
think we
weird.
watched it.
Man, it's not giving me any scenes from the movie, so I don't really remember it too well.
It it's a fun movie. It is. Um, do you remember how the guy was constantly looking for a watch?
No.
Um, I'm trying to think of a scene. I really can't think of a particular scene. All I can tell you is it's a fun movie.
Yeah, I think it
Um,
was kind of a comedy, maybe. Like a
yeah,
really
it was.
weird. It wasn't a dark comedy, but it wasn't like a Marx Brothers comedy either. It was this weird, like, in between thing that
Yeah,
was like,
I
oh,
mean,
haha, that's kind of funny.
the thing about it is it's kind of a modern take on an old TV show called Man from Uncle, which I believe it was the Russian guy was played by what's his name? Crap.
I love how both of us are just like, yeah, that one thing that we know, but we can't put into words.
Well,
You
oh,
all are good.
David McCallum,
I
who
want to see how
if
this turns out.
if if you watch NCIS, you know him as Ducky.
Oh, yeah. That's
So
right.
that's kind of, but as far as I know, the show and the movie are completely different, which you would expect.
You would hope, because one is probably actually in Russian.
No, the one was like, I don't know, when was it made? Uh, wow, 1964
Hmm.
to 68.
Oh, wow. Guy Ritchie also did Enola Holmes, which is nothing like the good Sherlock Holmes. But I heard
The
it's
What a Home.
it's Sherlock Holmes' sister.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yep. I know.
Yeah,
Mm.
I haven't seen it, and my mom was kind of interested in it, so I still am waiting for a time to watch it with her. But the trailer was kind of funny.
Should introduce your mom to Outlander.
What
What
is
you?
Outlander like, honestly?
Outlander? Well, the first like 3 seasons are great, and then after that it just gets worse. So,
What's
but
it
Yeah.
about?
it's about a lady who is she's a nurse from like World War II who time travels back to
Oh,
like
this one. That's what you're
pre-colonization.
talking about. Okay.
Yeah, in the Scottish Highlands.
I think she might have actually watched this with my dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they were talking about something like this.
How much watching did she get?
Uh, I don't know.
Yeah, it was a little
Probably
risque
until
for
it
my
got too
mom, but
dirty for her.
I know they talked about something that sounds very familiar to this.
there's a lot of nudity and sex scenes, but
Sounds
they're
like
Yeah.
my
pretty
kind of show.
and wild. So
Well, you kind of expect that they're all wearing dresses. I'm sorry, kilts.
yeah.
I
Action
had to
Stars
make the
came out with
joke.
a new series called Men in Kilts, and it has
Oh,
the
Oh
two
yeah.
stars from Outlander. There's Graham McTavish, and of course the guy who plays Jamie Fraser, Sam Heughan. And they go on like little road trips in the UK and learn about like Scottish heritage, and they like look at music for an episode, food for an episode, they sports for an episode, and
that's
they're just
cool.
kind of like, yeah, look into like Scottish heritage, and kind of try to introduce Scottish culture, but it's fun.
It's
I mean, it sounds.
essentially the Grand Tour, but Scotland only.
Well, well, I feel like the Grand Tour is so much more in the sense that, they'd like try to race places, and then of course there's always, they took the Grand Tour into Asia.
And did the boat
They
race
had like that
recently.
boat race in Laos.
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
So, yeah, it's similar. I mean, they just travel across Scotland.
Oh, speaking of the Grand Tour in cars, here's my segue into something I definitely want to talk about. So, it's
Yeah.
funny. I'd say film usually portrays two types of people extremely realistically: drill sergeants and car salesmen. Like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I now am in the need for a new car pretty soon because my current one is almost literally about to fall apart. And
Really.
so I drive a Nissan, and so I went to the Nissan dealership here uh, to, do a bit of car shopping. And man, this guy was like one of the most ruthless bastards I have ever come into contact with when it comes to a salesperson working on commission. Oh my god. Ugh. So yeah, I'm getting a Ford instead.
Mm.
What type?
A
What
Ford
kind?
Escape is what I have settled on.
Oh, what's your price range?
Almost 20,000, I think. Maybe a little more than 20,000, but
A little bit more than 20,000. I got the perfect car for you.
the Ranchero.
Yeah, the Thunder Chero.
You know what?
It's running
Actually,
great. Yeah,
I
it's running great. It's street legal. I've actually fixed one of the clanking noises that I heard earlier.
oh, that's
Uh,
reassuring. So, would you be my mechanic then?
sure,
I feel
as
like
long as
Landon
I'm
would
living
jump at
here.
the chance.
I feel like I need a written 5-year warranty that covers literally everything, though.
I'm sorry, I'm a private owner. I'm not a car dealership.
Yeah.
But I'll give you a one of a kind car that you'll never find anywhere else.
It's a Frankenstein mobile.
Yeah.
Are you actually trying to sell it now, though?
No, not really, but I mean if the price is right, I'd be willing to sell it. And I think
What would
over
you
a
say you've
little bit
sunk
over
into it?
20,000 seems like a good price.
Say that price again?
I mean, I got it for like 7,500 and then I like doubled that and paying for stuff to be done. And then thanks to Alex, I mean, I probably saved myself another 7,500 on working on it in either his or my garage. So,
Mine garage, yeah.
so at this point, I mean, I could have potentially put. Well, I got to say that I've at least paid 15,000 for that car.
Yes, he'd still come out with a bit of a profit.
Yeah, I'd get like 6 grand out of it.
Um, the way Alex works on cars, you just feed him some hot sauce and he just screams at it and it fixes itself.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the way that he works on cars just makes me second guess ever taking anything into the shop because it's like, oh, you got to pay for their time, and it's like, oh, it took out 2 hours to do this. It takes Alex like 5 minutes to do it, so
Holy shit. Wow.
it's like, oh, I'm paying $120 for somebody to spend 5 minutes doing something.
Yeah, you might as well just give that money to Alex.
Yeah. Whereas if I did it myself, it would take 2 hours because I gotta like learn how to do it, and then I'd just get under there and I'd do it, and I'd be like, okay. But I mean, like an experienced mechanic, it does not take 2 hours to fix something.
It's because they'll start on your car and then somebody else will bring theirs in and they'll be like, yeah, just park it over here. We'll take a look at it. They'll put it on a lift, forget about your car, start tinkering. Another person brings a car in and they just keep going down the line.
Yeah. And they lose track of time and they're like, oh, well, it was this many hours. And it's like, no.
Yeah. Uh, but yeah, so there's an update. Fairly major update in my life where I have to go car shopping now. It's
Yeah,
not that fun, but it's probably not been as crazy as some other people's stories, so I'm sure.
I know. Well, I told you my story about how, I had that car accident, uh,
That's a little
that
more than an
spring break,
accident. That
and
was a fucking mess.
yeah, and, I only had that week to find another car.
Yeah.
And at the same time, I'm dealing with, all that mess. So,
I was just thinking about that the other day because that other car you've been driving now for almost, what, like 3 years? That's
uh,
technically a
yeah.
loaner, right? Because is your car still in the shop then?
No, 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 no. Um, what happened was ended up getting that car, and my parents are like, well, we'll, take that car, that Jeep I used to drive, and they'll use it because it was kind of getting to the point where, there were only, my parents and my little brother, and it's like, well, then soon it's just going to be the two of us, so we don't need a huge vehicle to drive everywhere. So, Um, I don't remember how long that Jeep was in the garage. I think it was definitely, I think, a couple months anyway. But
That was when you also lost your like Matrix sunglasses.
yeah, was that when it
Yeah, because you said you had them in the cup holder and they like went through the windshield or something.
I don't uh, I don't they didn't go through the windshield, but I it was like, where did they go?
Yeah.
And it
Was
was weird too because it was like, they pretty much pick up everything on the street, but at the same time, when something like that happens, you're not totally thinking.
they got lost in the cornfield.
Is it just the assumption that because I live in Nebraska, it's just
Yeah.
cornfield?
Yeah, I watched the
Is it
every
just this assumption based on Children of the Corn that Nebraska is nothing but a cornfield?
yeah.
That
Oh man, I remember watching an episode of The Walking Dead, I think, with you, Joe, and they talk about like, oh, no wonder Kansas and Nebraska are flyover states, and we both got like super pissed off. But I feel like you reacted a lot harder to it.
I did. I probably did. It's really
there's
annoying.
truth there too. I mean,
What'd you say, Landon?
I said there is truth there too. I mean,
Well, again, I think it's always because, people are like, well, let's say Stewart. Stewart, he says from the stories he's heard me tell that Nebraska people are crazy, so he's pretty much scared to come up here.
Joe is literally the only intelligent person to come out of Nebraska.
Which I'm not making that claim, but that's kind of scary.
At the same
Stewart
time,
knowing
you
what he
only
knows
help
about
your.
me.
well, Stuart, to ease your mind, people from Nebraska are traditionally just a simple people. They're people of the earth. You know,
People of the cornfield.
salt of the earth, inbreeding type of people. Whereas
Joe.
Kansans are
That's
just
Arkansas. Come on.
they're ugly quitters.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Kansas
I
is
believe
full
that's
of ugly
Kansas.
quitters, and Nebraska's full of corn growing.
No, I think we can all agree that Missouri are fucking quitters.
Western
Uh,
Missouri, yeah,
Because let's
because they
be
all started
Western
honest,
off
Missouri.
in St. Louis, right?
Lawrence, the history of Lawrence versus basically all of Missouri. Uh, if you want to say Kansans are quitters, fucking Quantrill's like not just one
Raiders.
raid, but like half a dozen of them. We fucking kicked ass and rebuilt every time.
That's a pretty good point, actually.
I mean, yeah, we lost a significant amount, but at the same time,
No to quit.
But
you
that's going to
know,
happen.
Lawrence is still standing, so go fuck yourself, Quantrill.
Well, he's too busy being dead, so that's kind
Yep.
of hard.
I was so lucky.
What? Why are you
That
so lucky?
I said if I was so lucky.
Oh.
If I was just busy being dead, that I don't know,
Oh.
that would be the life.
For a second here, I was like, oh, did Landon
Or
spill his
lack
beer or
thereof.
something?
No, I'm a professional.
We're nothing but professionals here.
We say as we slowly lose one viewer each episode, which surprises me since our max has only been 10 views.
10 views?
Yeah, let me just go to YouTube right now while
Can you
we're
see
recording
who's
this.
viewed you or
I
not?
can't see like who, but I can see the number of people per episode.
Because I have viewed this channel quite a few times.
Wow, whoop-de-doo. Let's see, our last one. Ooh, wow. Surprisingly. Okay, this is weird. Surprisingly, the XXXL episode, as I titled it, the almost 3 hour long one, has the most views.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
That
god.
is surprising.
So,
Are there any comments?
nope, there's a like, though.
Okay.
So does that mean we need to start going closer to 3 hours?
I cannot commit such things at this point in my life. Maybe in 6 months I can do 3 hours, but
Well, unsurprisingly, the Eye of Argon only has 3 views.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Oh
that does
god.
not surprise me.
That turned into
Uh, let's see. Episode 22, I think, takes the cake for the lowest. Nope. 22 is tied with 12 and 9 and 3 for 2
which ones
views.
were those?
Let's see. 22 was the filthy one, where I talked about Jay and Silent Bob.
Oh yeah.
Episode 12 was when I talked about Aladdin Joe. You threw a tantrum over 2001.
Oh yeah. That was bad.
Episode 9. Oh, was when I just started off the intro. Hey guys, we're at episode 10 now.
Oh yeah.
And
Well,
episode 3.
regardless, I do want to thank our viewers, or I mean our listeners, for maybe the one who's stuck through every single one,
Joe?
Joe.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, after this, I have not listened to any of this.
Yeah.
I don't
Well,
visit.
Well,
I did
I
pass
don't
it
know.
on.
Sometimes I kind of want to see how things turn out, but at the same time, I hate the sound of my voice.
oh
Everybody
yeah.
hates the sound of their own voice.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah,
The
it just makes you
degree
like maybe if I did a John Malkovich impression every episode, maybe my voice would sound better.
the degree to which I hate my voice is I sound like X, and the Y that I sound like when I actually hear myself, I sound like Lois from Family Guy. I feel like where I'm just like so goddamn nasally. I'm just like, oh, Peter.
Yeah, what is it with women
Yeah,
in
valid
those
point.
shows being nasally?
Oh god.
Sound like very Butch Lewis, and I agree with you, Joe. Your voice is annoying, but
Yeah. Well, thank you very much.
no, I also know that I have a very annoying voice, and I'm okay with that.
I feel like Landon, you have a very centralized Midwestern voice.
Well, gee, thank you. I didn't know that we were supposed to be paying each other compliments. I'm gonna have to write some shit down next time.
Joe, I feel like you could actually do a good like blitz from Hell of a Boss.
Uh, Probably, but yeah. I haven't considered it.
Yeah, it pretty much comes down to we're stuck with what we got. There's nothing we can do about it. So
Well, I mean, you
Yeah.
could try voice
screw it.
acting and just get stuck in a Mickey Mouse impression. Ha ha! Oh boy!
No, because you know what happened, Landon? Stuart just kept
Oh fuck.
bombarding me Thursday night with voices.
Oh my god,
Yeah, I know.
yeah.
I got those too. I just chose
No, no,
to
you
them.
didn't get like even half of what I sent Joe.
Well, that's probably good, but you also know, like at a certain hour, your thumbs get lazy and you start doing voice comments.
Yeah.
A, that's when my kids are asleep. B, I'm probably like unwinding from my fucking day and I'm just like, you know what?
Yeah.
Screw it. I don't want to listen to
Well,
Stuart. I want to watch my
I
movie.
feel like the voices though would definitely help you unwind.
but here's the thing though. When
In
he's
my
sending me a
movie.
bunch of this stuff, I'm going around during closing time
Yeah.
doing all the stuff I have to do. It's like, Stuart, I can't do this right now. I'm busy.
Yeah, so then just stop
It's
responding and I'll stop sending you shit. The more you respond, it's feeding the ego, Joe.
I figured at
I've noticed
some
that.
point sending you
Usually it's
big
like boom,
gifts
boom, boom,
of
boom. By noon, 57 messages. And I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm in the middle of class. I'm ignoring this.
Yeah.
but he always does that.
57 messages?
Oh man, one of the like film channels on Telegram I'm subscribed to, usually within a less than a week's time, it'll have like almost 500 messages and I can scroll through that in about an hour.
Yeah, I usually spend like 2 minutes. I just go through and, oh, that's a funny joke. Haha. And then I just keep scrolling and then it's like, oh, a voice message. I'm gonna ignore that. And then,
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh, a funny picture. Oh, a meme. And then I just blow right through it and then I continue with my day. I mean, if I had the time to like bullshit, I would, but
Oh man. Yeah.
I'm cherry picking.
I feel like half the improv I do now is based off of Might Guy from Naruto. The Adventures of Guy and Lee, where I'll just randomly send Joe something stupid. The Leafs Blue Beast is here. Guy Sensei, shut the fuck up, Lee.
That
Language to it. We're trying to keep this PG-13.
Oh man.
We're only allowed so many F-bombs.
yeah, and I've been doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Actually, I do want to applaud Joe on like how well behaved he's been this entire episode. So, Stuart,
Well,
put in the
what
editing.
All right.
Round of applause.
yeah. Well, okay, one of what I was gonna say, I don't know. I just looked back at uh just not the past episodes we've done, but in general, and it's like, wow, I've got a whole lot of problems, and so I'm working on a lot of that. And
Well, I love how episode 20 is titled Almost the Clean One. Episode 21 is censored in the title.
mhm,
Episode 22 is called The Filthy One. So,
yeah. But like I
uh,
said, I've just I don't know. I've been a lot of what's been going on recently is reevaluating a lot of stuff I've done and said, and it's like, you really need to clean up yourself, man. You really need to. You're smarter than that. You're better than that.
yeah.
Come on.
Landon's just mad.
Well, I kind of see where
Thanks,
you're
Landon.
going, but a little word of the wise. If you're too hard on yourself and you're unkind to yourself, you're not really going to be kind to other people either. So, at
Yeah,
some point, you just have to accept who you are with a grain of salt and understand, yeah, maybe I don't need to cuss so much. But also, don't beat yourself up for cussing or,
Oh, see.
no, no, I'm
shooting
not trying
heroin
to beat
or
myself up.
whatever
It's just like
your
trying to
poison is.
uh
Self-acceptance.
The flip
yeah.
side of that, though, is I've probably fully embraced that weird statistic where they say that, oh, creative people swear a lot more.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's kind of a crutch.
Yeah.
yeah. I think swearing is a crutch in the way that um I was gonna say like dialogue is a crutch. But obviously we're doing a podcast, so it's a crutch we kind of need.
Yeah. Oh man, but or the other side is oh, if you're in pain, swearing can help make that pain go away. I'm in constant pain.
Yeah, well, I mean that has proven to be true that, swearing while you're under duress actually helps you deal with it, but at the same time, it's like everything in moderation. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, in my
I mean,
opinion anymore, it's kind
it
of like
becomes a
a good
crutch
beer,
when
you
that's
know?
all that you're leaning on.
Yeah.
There's other things that go with like dealing with pain. There's other things that are happening that, go with dealing with being a better person. Don't use one thing as a crutch. Find multiple things that
If and when this podcast becomes like relatively popular, somebody make one of those word bubble things over like I don't know, just do 10 episodes as a sample size. Or maybe even just one episode and see what like the biggest word is.
Yeah.
well, in our early podcasts, I thought that maybe people were going to make a drinking game out of how many times is Landon going to use the adjective fun to describe a movie? Because that's how I describe a lot of movies. Oh, that's a fun movie. Yeah, that I saw this. It was really fun.
Or
It was
the other
fun.
Yeah, that
drinking
kind of
game
seems
they
to be
could
your
play is
go-to.
how
Fun,
many
fun,
times do I
fun.
randomly switch to a Russian accent for an intro?
Yeah, what's the thing with that?
I don't know. I just randomly I can't do an intro to save my life. So it's just like
Did you did you have a relationship with a Russian person that you were just so fixated on?
not that I'm aware of. I think it's
I
just
did.
media's weird influence on my subconscious. Like,
You did, Landon?
Yeah, I mean, I used to have a boss who was Russian. Well, he was Ukrainian, but
Oh.
yeah, I mean, I would like kind of mimic him every now and then when I was like teaching massage therapy, but
I
because
mean,
he was like the owner of the massage therapy school.
welcome to
yeah.
Soviet massage, and it's just he slaps you. Okay, massage is over.
Well, no, I mean, he just kind of oversimplified everything,
Hmm. Yeah.
and I mean, he was a great guy, but
Oh yeah.
also it's like recently when I've been learning immunology, that he's Russian. Well, my professor for immunology is Russian, but at the same time, he's like somehow tied in with like Swedish
Oh, that's an accent
uh,
I'd love to hear.
culture. But when he talks, it's like he's telling you a secret. It's very much like, he just talks with calm voice and he tells you about interleukins and cytokines and T cells and B cells and where they come from. And it's just always a secret.
Yeah, I
Because of his
think
voice, he's like not he doesn't really like reach the range of emotion. He just kind of like talks and it's like it's very intimate when he talks, but at the same time it's like, "Oh, you're telling me a secret by the way that you're talking to me."
Yeah.
I feel like I'm the epitome of the bit from the Eddie Izzard joke when he's talking about how like Roman names and it's like Cacophonous, come here. Yeah, yeah, I'm here. Shut up, Cacophonous, you loud bastard. Like that's just me.
Interesting thought.
But yeah, I feel like the one other Swedish person I vaguely know, um like they're very quiet people. Like they don't scream talk like Americans apparently do.
Yeah. I don't know any
Mm,
Swedish person. I knew a guy from Switzerland. He was an exchange student, and he kind of had that same thing where it was soft spoken, but
what about Stellan Skarsgård? He's
oh
Swedish.
yeah,
Yeah, but he's an actor, an American actor, so he's
no,
been
he's not.
around the.
Still on Skarsgård. He's not American.
Yeah, well, he's in a lot of American
Swedish.
films, so he's been around the scream shouters too many years.
He's been polluted.
Yeah.
He's
That's one
tainted.
way of putting it. He, yeah, he's an interesting choice. I like Stallone Skarsgård.
I like Stellan Stars blah 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 Skarsgård too.
Landon, what bottle are you on?
Still doing beer.
What kind?
I'm doing Sam Adams Boston Lager.
Ooh, lovely.
Well, that reminds me of my supply chain professor, who was this like not exactly what are they called? A small person, but like probably very close to meeting the threshold in height for it. Um,
Are we talking like below 5'6"?
Maybe I was taller than him, and I'm like average at 5'7". So
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. Stellan Skarsgård has done a lot with Lars von Trier.
Yeah.
but anyway, the back to Sam Adams and my professor. He apparently has a couple of like world records for deadlifting, and he was also like the supply chain officer or whatever in the army, one branch of the military, something. But anyway, he was this really fun guy to talk to as well. He wasn't necessarily like the drill sergeant type, and he would
What
always.
grade of chains did he supply to the army?
um, but he'd always talk about like, oh yeah, every now and then I'll go have a talk with my good friend Sam Adams. And like he would say that pretty much every class.
I love it. So at the same time Stuart was messaging me, I also had my older brother messaging me, and it's like, okay, one of them, he's just energetic right now, and the other one is having a few drinks right now.
Which is which?
Same
Take
thing.
your guess.
Same thing.
Yeah. But it's like my older brother is like, oh, I have this vodka here, and he's like, I'm Polish, so it's just warm water to me.
No, totally different. But one of them comes from the people who repressed Polish people.
Yeah, I know.
The other one
You
gives
don't have
life
to tell
to
me
Polish
that. I
people.
know that.
And I'm not going to tell you which one is which.
Glory to distilled
Figure that out
potato
on your
sweat,
own.
comrade. Oh man.
I like
By the
vodka.
way, it was the water that was repressing Polish people.
Oh, well, I failed that question.
Well, no shit, you're Polish.
The fuck do you
I
know about your
know.
own history, Joe?
Well, it takes me and my whole family to change a light bulb, you know?
Again, not helping the you being the smartest person coming out of Nebraska line.
No, that's a Polish joke. How many Polacks does it take to change a light bulb?
The entire family.
Yeah.
Yeah, a Polak girl comes to her daddy and she says, Papa, I'm pregnant. And the daddy asks, is it yours?
Okay.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
a
that's
long
definitely
span
something
of
Paul
time
had to
where
say.
being Polish meant that you were stupid.
Pretty much.
That was pre PC. Yeah.
I think it's just, I don't know. Goes back to when the Polacks were coming over here.
And apparently, all of them settled in Nebraska.
Uh, well, Landon, the little land will tell you there's a big Polish, or used to be anyway, in Chicago.
Oh yeah, it's still there.
Yeah. I mean, they have the Polish American Museum, which is
Yeah.
cool.
Actually, we did celebrate a little bit of Polish culture this week. We did pierogies. Didn't have any meat in those pierogies. It was like a potato stuffed pierogi, but and then usually around Fat Tuesday we do punchkis, which is another Polish delicacy.
Hmm.
Love my punchkis.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's made those for me.
You've never had a punchki?
I don't know if I have, honestly.
How do you
Well,
spell it?
considering you're from Nebraska, they might pronounce it like a poxkey.
Probably.
Yeah, because it's spelled like Paczki, but it's like pronounced punchki, and it's like a
Oh, yeah,
donut.
the donut thing that your wife was like, "Go tell your boss to go make more of these at the
Yeah,
bakery."
punchki.
How do you, oh yeah, Pachki.
Yeah, potchkis,
Yeah.
punchkis.
Okay, yeah, I've seen them, but I don't know if I've had one. That's the thing.
Oh boy, how do you pronounce this one?
What about a beer rock?
Oh, beer rocks are amazing.
I'm pretty sure I've had a beer rock, yeah.
Yeah, beer rocks. I make a mean punchki. I make a mean beer rock.
What's a sufganinia? Sufgania? Sufganiah.
I don't know, why don't you send a picture of it?
I'm trying to
SUF.
copy it, but it's that weird like Google text that's like,
Is
no,
there a
Yeah.
T on there?
you can't. Here, I think I was able to copy it. There. Sufgania?
Tufgonyo.
Yeah.
Israeli donuts?
I guess. I love
Why
Looks
would
like
how
it.
anybody
I love
know
how they
about that?
say it's a round jelly donut deep fried in oil. So it's a donut then.
Yeah, it's like the Israeli version of a punchki.
Yeah.
Or just a donut because it's just fried as any donut is.
Well, what do you call a donut in Poland?
A donut.
Stupid American.
Making me hungry for donuts.
Well, you know where you can always get your sprinkle fetish on, Joe.
Oh. You know what? I
I got
enjoy my
strawberry donut
sprinkles.
and
Is that
glaze,
such a
baby.
bad thing?
I still just love that game night we had. You just had the like bag of donuts strapped to you like a feed bag.
There were still sprinkles in the
I know.
bag.
You're just like desperately pawing at them. You just
I
like
believe
you
in
pull your
eating
head out of the
every
bag and you just
sprinkle.
go like, I should have gotten another donut.
Okay, well, it's getting late.
Yeah.
I, I have more studying to do tomorrow.
Well, that's fun. It's a
More work on the chair
Sunday.
tomorrow.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, I have work tomorrow, so,
So do I.
All
Well,
right, let's wrap
yay.
this up.
We're all adults, I guess.
Are
something.
we?
Well, we're all old children. That's
What?
probably more accurate.
What do you mean we?
Well, you're an ancient child then.
I think that should be the name of this one is what do you mean we?
Yeah.
We episode.
Oh man. Should I spell it WE or French OUI? Since we've
You mean
talked
ooey?
about Yeah, well, since we've talked about the
No,
weird
that
language.
was that's there used to be this magazine called We, and this was when my dad was a kid, and he had this friend who would always he'd always pronounce it ooey.
I think I've seen that magazine.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you actually hear the French, they do kind of go like "oui." It's not like "oui." They do kind of have like a "oui."
Yeah.
We.
Love the French.
We.
Hate
You
the
love the
fries.
French, they don't love you.
Wow.
Stupid American.
I accept it.
I love their food.
I don't know about the.
Hey, an authentic baguette sandwich was actually really good.
What?
I'll stick with the cinema.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh god. It's time to wrap this one up. Don't even fucking get me started on French movies. Good night. Jesus.
Au revoir.
Oh boy. Yeah,
Enchanté.
it's time to
Bon
go.
voyage.
Au revoir,
Oh,
mon ami.
God.
Bon matin.
Yep. Bye.